I suppose one thing that I've been thinking about lately is the life, prayer in the life of the Christian. So this morning, the readings were from Job and Augustine's Confessions. One of the benefits of reading the Liturgy of the Hours, and particularly the Office of Readings, is that there will be a scriptural reading, and then there will be more of like a patristic reading. And so I've been able to read some readings from Augustine's Confessions, and both looking at Job and also looking at Augustine's Confessions, as well as we often do with various Psalms from the Old Testament, that prayer is not always what we may suppose it to be. It is not always praise and joy and thanksgiving and all the rest. It's not always supplication. But there is an appropriate place for a kind of prayer where we cry out to God and for the depths of our heart, in the midst of pain and suffering. Some of those prayers often flow out as complaints. We once again we see this in Job and we see this in the Psalms, but in the midst of our anguish, we are nevertheless reaching out beyond ourselves in a spirit of reliance and dependence upon God. I often find myself in that kind of place in my life. As many of us do, we suffer quite a bit of loss. We experience a lot of discouragement. And sometimes, despite our best efforts, everything seems to just fail around us. But we know that it is not outside of God's permissive will. We know it isn't without purpose or meaning. And in some strange way, despite our pain, we find solace in the midst of it. Because we know that God permits what He does so that He can bring out greater virtue from it. That I'm supposed to be in pain. I'm supposed to be grieving. I'm supposed to be confused. I'm supposed to be discouraged. Because I'm supposed to look to the heavens. I'm supposed to cry out from the bottom of my heart in the midst of overwhelming emotion. I'm supposed to resign myself to His will. I'm supposed to be broken. So it's okay to be sad. It's okay to be distraught. God has a plan for all of that. I'm tempted to think that I suffer needlessly, or that we go from sorrow to sorrow, it seems, needlessly. But in my moments of sanity, I know God has a plan for all of it. So, well, that's all I have for this evening. I appreciate everybody hanging out, and hopefully in some strange way that you yourselves have been encouraged by my reflections on these readings this morning. And hopefully I'll see all of you tomorrow, and we'll get back into prayer and hopefully have some long, productive discussions here on the stream going forward. So thanks for hanging out. God bless, and have a good evening.